Hey guys, I just wanted to check in. I'm really struggling. This has been really hard. My brother meant the world to me. We spent years trying to convince him to move here to Maine. And as you know, last year we finally did. My mom drove out to Minnesota to get him and bring him home. He packed a U-Haul full of stuff, even brought a friend of his. Like we were so determined to get him home because he had been experiencing homelessness for so many years. And but there was always a reason he couldn't come. He got into a lot of trouble. I mean, he didn't make the best choices, but like I've said before, he had a heart of gold. He was a very good person. There's so many people that he helped, complete strangers. He wouldn't hesitate to help a stranger. In fact, before he went missing, one of the last things he was known to do is a girl called about a girl that was stranded at her apartment and asked him for help. And so he came to pick that girl up and give her a ride. And apparently they hit it off and started hanging out and disappeared. And so we don't know what happened during that time they disappeared. I'm devastated to find out that the whole time we were looking for him, he was alive. I don't know why he wasn't communicating with anybody, not my mom, which is unusual, not his friends, which is unusual. It was very, very strange. There's still an investigation. We're not 100% sure on the cause of death. We're thinking 2 possibilities, but, I'm not going to say anything until we know for sure. And apparently the toxicology report's going to take 6 to 8 weeks. There's a bunch of shady stuff surrounding what happened because there are people that are lying about the last time they saw him. There are people that gave me a little information and then stopped talking to me altogether. There was a guy who apparently before he passed, which we know now, who was telling somebody that he was gone. And so it's just a lot of strange shit, and I have been racking my brain, and I've been MIA. I have been investigating myself. I've been talking to so many people looking for any information, and I'm fucking burnt out, just point blank. And anyways, as you guys know, we finally got him to come back to Maine last year. And then after a month or so, the girl that he had brought, she apparently had to go back. We didn't know that. We thought they were moving. They brought so much stuff here and left it here. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that we had that time with him. After so many years of not seeing him, we got to celebrate Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and his birthday, which is right after New Year's. And, I'm glad we got that, but it wasn't enough. And apparently that girl had to go back, and it was kind of, I think, an excuse for him to go back. He said he wanted to get more of his stuff, and I don't know, all this stuff, but he kept finding excuses to postpone coming back. But apparently he was telling everybody that he was coming back, and there's so much more to share, but until I know everything, I don't want to share everything. And, it's just so fucking sad. It's so fucking sad, man. But yeah, so he went back to Minnesota, and I made a mistake by giving him space. I was afraid that if I kept nagging him and bugging him, that I would push him away. And I think anybody who has had a family member that's like that has been afraid of pushing them away. And I regret stepping back, because I was hurt that, he wasn't cooperating and listening to me or talking to me the way I wanted to talk to him. So, I was hurt, and I didn't want to push him away. So I decided to step back and stop bothering him. And I deeply, deeply regret that. If you have a loved one out there, regardless of what they're fucking doing, don't leave them alone. Because in the end, I lost him anyways. In the end, he was pushed away anyways. And if I could go back, then I at least would have tried everything possible to talk to him as much as possible. So I really regret that. I have a lot of regrets. and what ifs and if onlys. Like, one small relief is that I was scared that I didn't start looking for him sooner, because I thought that he might be dead somewhere for all that time, and and before we were even looking for him. But he wasn't. So I don't know if he was hiding. I don't know what was going on. But there is an active investigation, and I'm hoping we'll get some answers. And I guess we have to wait for the toxicology report to come back. But, I mean, I hope that someday my brother's story and our story can somehow help people. There's so much to it, and it's so friggin' tragic. He had so many hopes and dreams, so many ideas. I mean, I even recently was going through a stack of his ideas, and I don't know, I'm struggling. It's been hard. I mean, I'm getting better day by day, but I haven't wanted to socialize or do anything or talk to people. But thankfully, Jackson having basketball, he had this week off, but I still took him to basketball because it's important to me. He is so happy playing basketball. That brought me some joy. And my mom and my uncle came to watch his game last Saturday, which was nice. And I had a friend drop me off a care package with some frozen meals, which was a huge fucking help, because I have not wanted to cook. I think last night was the first time I actually cooked a decent meal from scratch, and not just reheating frozen foods and stuff, or ordering out. I don't know, just been in survival mode because I don't want to do anything. I'm basically taking care of my kid and struggling to even take care of myself, but I am getting better. I'm obviously I'm up and I'm dressed and I'm out right now, but this is hands down the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And I've had some bad things happen to me, but I feel like we were so close to getting him back here, and he was telling everybody that he was sick of Minnesota and that he was moving to Maine, and I desperately didn't want him to go back to Minnesota. And when we were saying goodbye at the airport, I was trying to hold on tighter and longer because I was scared that I would never see him again. It took us so many years to get him to come here, and I regret not going out there and getting him years ago, regardless of if he had pending court dates or whatnot. I don't know, just anyways, I'm just rambling. Another thing is, a childhood bestie of mine reached out, and we've spent hours and hours talking on the phone, and that really, initially I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to laugh. I didn't want to nothing. But when I finally talked to her, that was a huge relief and distraction. It felt good to laugh and, reminisce. My brother was a hilarious freaking person. So there's so many stories that, we have, either me and her from childhood or stories about my brother. So that has been more of a help than I ever would have imagined it would be. So I'm grateful for that. And I know my brother wouldn't want me to be depressed, and I know he would want me to carry on and stuff, and I already miss making content, but it's just hard to push myself to do much. It's hard to smile, and I just can't fake anything right now, But I love you guys. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for checking in and for your prayers and asking if I'm okay. I appreciate it. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon.